What's up, guys? It's Mad Maxi here, and I'm going to be talking to you today about my winning deck in Raleigh, North Carolina. Out of 38 bladers, I came in first with really 4 Beyblades, 3 being the mainstay, but I did have a little burp or a little hiccup in the mix during finals. I accidentally put Shark Edge 360, this is on flat, but it was low flat in my deck, and it proved to be very good. But I'll talk about my first mainstay combo that pretty much, if you know me, I always recommend this to anybody, is Phoenix Wing 160 point. I've used this Beyblade for a few months now. It's won me a few tournaments, 3 tournaments to be exact, and an absolute beast. You can't get a better Beyblade just right out of the package really, besides Shark Edge. But man, like the 960 that you get, Gear Flat's even really good just out the stock. I mean, you get the launcher as well. The launcher is supposed to be very good because the string is a little bit longer. It's very smooth. I'll tell you why I like it so much, is the stamina is crazy even with the 160. If you can get a really nice smooth launch with Phoenix Wing 160 point, you can usually beat kind of like a Rush or another point if you can get it off nice. The big hits that come off of this are comparable to low flat, maybe Taper, and it doesn't really act like it though. Like you can get those first couple hits in, but then it'll kind of go into defense mode and just kind of hang out, and then it can reactivate again though if you get hit. That's what I like. It can reactivate towards the end of the fight, and then you can get some late KO potential, and that's for 160 as well. 160 helps you climb out of the pockets if you get knocked in. It is a proven fact that thing works. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this Thanos Brown point is probably the best point that I've used. Always a fresh point though. You always want to have a fresh point. You'll get the most maneuvering and better hits out of it like that. This Beyblade, I swear by it. I have convinced some of my buddies to use it, and they swear by it too. And woo, good one. All right, the next one I'd like to talk about is Tyrano beat. I had it on 560 Rush for the last tournament, but now I have it on 970, and I'll tell you why I like that a little bit more. 560 was very good on Tyrano beat. This was kind of like my third Beyblade. I slapped Rush on it kind of last minute because I like the way it kind of counterattacks. It's a heavy Beyblade. It has these down smash attacks that if you can raise, that's why I put a little bit more, like a tiny bit more height on 970, and that gives it the burst resistance from the 9 too. So it's really good like that. It's like, I don't know, it's more of like, for me, it's more of like a defensive counter attack Beyblade. This is one that I would like to see go up against like Phoenix, even Buster. Like this is a great AVA versus Buster. Any of your sword drawings, I mean, you can get really good counterattacks off of this thing. This thing actually saved me a few times, and especially if you start smoothing out these edges right here on Tyrano beat, you can get a really good stamina based Beyblade. And I have a shadow overlay on it right now, but 970, 370 gives you good stamina too. I really like Rush on it. A lot of people throw point on it, which is not a bad idea at all, but like I said, I have point on my Phoenix Wing, so can't do that. But this is a A1 Beyblade. I would put this in probably the A tier, and I have trouble with this guy. If I'm going up against it, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of get worried every time I see this thing. Let's see, and then off to, this is another Beyblade that I keep in my deck pretty much constantly. I have changed it out a few times, but this thing, like, I don't know what it is. I've actually gotten like a lot of extreme finishes. This is Unicorn Sting 960 Orb, and it is absolutely wild. Like you wouldn't think you would get so much attack out of this thing, but if you get hit the right way, the counterattack is unbelievable. Like I've gotten really high points with this thing. It might be like I do tend to burst just because of how easy it is to burst on Orb. I do tend to burst a little bit. So that's kind of like, that's why I have it switched out a little bit. Kind of going between rounds to see what I'm going up against. I might switch this out for another attacker. Never Wizrod though. I don't keep Wizrod in my deck. There's a reason I don't keep Wizrod, and it is because I am trash with Wizrod. It's definitely a skill issue for me, I think. I've won tournaments with Wizrod, and then I've like lost horribly with it, and I'm just like not willing to give up so many points. That's like my thing, is like you're able to save if you're on, you know, your third point looking to go for 4, and you're on your third bay and it's Wizrod, you're like, oh, I'm hoping to get that 1 point. Well, that has like backfired for me so many times that I can't even tell you. So I've completely taken it out of my deck. Now I just use it as a training dummy. And this is like what I kind of use in place of it, is Unicorn 960 Orb. It's a good defensive blade as well. And like I said, the counterattacks are unbelievable. Overall, my deck is pretty much Phoenix Wing 160 point, Tyrano Beat 970 Rush, and Unicorn Sting 960 Orb. I will, however, switch it up though and play Stock Shark. I have it on flat right now, but Stock Shark is the move for if you're trying to go all attack. It's either Buster or Shark, and I really like Shark because for me it's not as much 50-50. If you can get a solid launch in there and be able to control your launch, it kind of goes in your favor, I think, a little bit. Another Beyblade that I'm liking to switch out, I haven't used it in competition yet, but it is Roar Tyrano 960 flat. I would substitute this out for my Unicorn Sting so I could use the 960, and I would use this as like an anti-attack, heavy counter-attack Beyblade. Looks really cool. I love this Beyblade because it is just a Phoenix Wing reprint, except it has a little bit more defensive capability and counter-attack capability. So that's good. You know, usually I try to stick around the 4, and this is kind of like a fifth wheeler. But my main deck is Phoenix Wing. What is this? Tyrano Beat, sorry, and then Unicorn on Orb, Unicorb, and then I also have Stock Shark. But yeah, these are my goated Beyblades. I tend to lead off with Phoenix Wing a lot, and then I try to stick Unicorn at the 3rd maybe, but I will change those up if people start to get a little feisty with it and start to realize my combos and stuff like that. This is the Phoenix Wing blade that broke on me during testing, and I have a bunch of videos that I'm going to show for it. So this one is getting hung up on the wall. This is a very, very, very sacred Beyblade of mine, and is getting hung up on the wall. It's won me tournaments, 160 point. I love you very much, Knuckles. RIP. And shout out to my boy Handsoap. You'll see in the videos he's the one I'm going up against, but he helped me film some highlight videos for this guy before he broke. So I really appreciate it, and thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Peace. Players ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh! 3, 2, 1.
Setting up.
2, 1.
Oh no! Oh, there's... One, let it... Oh, wait, that's mine? No! Come on, let it... Like that. 3, 2, 1, let it rip.